How do you think we can promote veganism more in Dublin?
Well, I think people are doing a great job at the moment, and that's through education. So there's lots of things going on. There's street stalls, there's school talks, videos are being produced, and that's the key to it. I'm a big fan of Donald Watson's idea of ripening up. He said we need to ripen people up to a new idea, and veganism is a new idea. That's one thing I think is important to say. People tend to think, well, we've been doing this vegan campaigning for so long and we haven't got very far. That's not actually true. In fact, Ronnie Lee, the co-founder of the ALF, he's saying, well, look, when he went vegan, that was 1971, most of the people in the main groups weren't vegan. And so they didn't campaign about veganism, obviously. And then the concept of animal liberation through Singer and then with Reagan, with animal rights, that came into vogue. And then a lot of the people who were running the national groups became vegans themselves. But that still didn't mean that they were campaigning about veganism. And the grassroots didn't either. It was all single issue, blood sports, anti-circus, this kind of thing, all kept in its little boxes.
Yeah.
So there was none of this kind of modern day, interaction thing where people would openly say, veganism is our kind of moral baseline, that kind of idea. And I did hundreds of interviews in the 1980s. I don't really remember being asked about veganism particularly, and I didn't bring it up. If I was going to go there as an anti-blood sports person, I would talk about that, or if I was going to go there as an anti-vivisection, I would talk about that. Most of the activists I knew in the 80s, they were involved with that. You would go on like a SAB at the weekend on a Sunday, then you would have a demo, and then you go to a Reclaim the Night, I think, then you go to Rock Against Racism gig. So I think people were a lot more political in those days. Even academics say that their students were more political in the 60s and 70s than they are now. I think, for me, that's a real shame.